Hey guys, it's Alicia. So today I am basically going to be doing a reaction video to the first video I did on my channel about unilateral hearing loss. It should be interesting. I want to see how much I got correct. Um, I think it was a really basic rundown, as far as I remember. I haven't watched it in a while, so I guess we'll see, shall we? Let's get on with it. Okay, I'm about to turn it on. Here we go.
Hey guys, it's Alicia.
I'm so quiet.
Today I'm going to be talking about hearing loss. My personal experience. I am actually deaf in my right ear, and I wanted to talk about it today with you guys and sort of give you my personal experience and tell you what a hearing aid is. Let's get started, shall we?
Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous in the video. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but I'm really nervous, and I literally was like, oh my gosh. I remember being so nervous to film that video because it's not something I was comfortable with talking about at that point. It's nerve-wracking to talk about your experience in that way on camera, and you don't know how big of an audience you're gonna get about it. Um, but I was so nervous. Oh gosh. Um, yeah.
Okay, so to get started, I'm just going to tell you when I found out I was deaf. Doctors think I was born deaf, but I officially found out I was deaf in about grade 4
Yep,
during a
grade
hearing
four.
test. I was grade 9. It was an experience. I was shocked, but yes, I found out I was 9, and I was terrified. Um, I was scared people were going to make fun of me and think I was weird, crazy, you know. Um, but no, that's not what they thought at all. They actually thought it was kind of cool that I was different and deaf, and they would always ask me, when are you getting your hearing aids? When are you getting them? They'd be so excited for me. But I had to do like therapy to help get over it because I was so scared. Um, I needed help in order to be okay with getting hearing aids.
Okay, yeah, so I start off the video by talking about when I found out I was deaf in grade 4. In the video I said it was 9, but I do think I was 10. I'm unsure. And I sort of talk about the emotion that was running through my mind at that time. It started off as shock, and then it was fear of what others would think of me. And I mentioned I had to get therapy because I was so nervous. Yeah, that was an experience, I believe, as far as I remember. But my friends were actually kind of excited. They were curious. They wanted to know more about hearing aids. They were asking when I was going to get my hearing aids, all of that. So I was quite wrong in my fear. But that doesn't mean that I was wrong to be scared, because the history of hearing loss is sad. So, yeah, let's see what else I say.
But then I got them, and I did not wear them for about until grade 7. When grade 7 hit, I realized in order to do school, because I was not doing great at that point, I would need to wear my hearing aids. So what did I do? I wore them to my first day of grade 7. As the year went on, I would always get headaches. My class was very loud, and it was very hard to hear my teacher. The most embarrassing part about it for me, and I was not very specific on this, so it's not the teacher's fault at all, she would always say, "Be quiet, you're hurting Alicia."
Okay, yeah, so now I'm talking about, I've talked about this before, where I didn't wear my hearing aids for about 2 years after I found out I was deaf till grade 7. I wore them. The class was really loud, really noisy. There was 30 kids, which I did not mention in the video. Um, and I would come home with headaches, and I mentioned how I slightly mentioned the part where I was not that vocal, and the teacher would say, "Be quiet, you're hurting Alicia," and I sort of go, "Ah," because it was extremely nerve-wracking to have a teacher say that type of thing. Well, not nerve-wracking. It was more like awkward, because I don't know if I mentioned it. Do I mention it?
So embarrassed to hear a teacher say that in front of all the kids, and they would all turn to me.
Yeah.
And I would just be like,
Yeah.
I was terrified of what they would think of me. Yeah.
I said what they would think of me. I was terrified of what they were thinking of me, to be more specific. I can tell in this video that I'm so shy to talk about it. Oh my gosh. And this is only a year ago. Jeez.
So, grade 7 was an experience. Grade 8 was kind of similar. My
Yeah.
class did not have 30 kids like grade 7 did. It had a 15.
Yeah, it did. 15 kids.
It was a bit better, but when we were all together, it was very loud and noisy for me. I did not like gym. Gym was the worst because it was so loud and I could not hear my teacher for the life of me. Then high school came around and I got a FM system, which is like a microphone that the teacher wears and allows me to hear better.
Okay, so now I'm talking about the FM system. I talk about how grade 8 was similar to grade 7, which it was. The class was 15 instead of 30 because they divided the class in half. We had a split grade, so that's why. And I talk about what an FM is, which I think I've mentioned it before. It kind of looks like a phone that goes around the teacher's neck, and it has a little mute button. And it connects to my hearing aid and allows me to hear better. I think I mentioned it in this video, and I think I even show it in this video. Yeah. Oh, this is so awkward. Oh my goodness.
So I used that. It helped. It definitely helped.
Helped.
But I had so much problems with it. It did not work great for that
the
year.
problems.
But I started to be more, like, I tried to explain things better to my teachers to help them understand what I needed them to do for me, all of that. So I was more open, I guess, with my teachers, you could say. So
Yeah, definitely more open. So awkward.
Yeah, grade 10 was about the same, but I started getting more sensitive to hearing as I learned more about my hearing loss, oddly enough. And I started noticing sounds more, and I got headaches a little bit more. But I also learned about something called hearing fatigue, which explains some things for me, like why I'm so tired. Hearing fatigue is when you hear too much because...
Okay, so I am talking about grade 10 sort of, and I said as I learned about hearing loss, I started to struggle more. I think I was always struggling with these things that I talk about. I just didn't realize it, and I have a feeling some of it was due to fear that I started to struggle more, but I also think that I was growing more sensitive to hearing things because I had my hearing aids, I had an FM. All of that I think was causing me to be more nervous. And I talk about hearing fatigue, which, as I've mentioned before in previous videos, is when you get really tired due to your one ear working so hard to make sure you're listening. Oh my word. I'm so awkward in this video. That might just be because I'm watching myself, but I do think I was really awkward, and I think there's like a fan blowing in the background. That's great. Let's see what I have to say about hearing fatigue.
One ear is compensating for the other ear, and it was a lot of noise. So
Lots of noise.
I found myself getting sleepy more often, and now I know why. Yeah, okay, so let's talk about what a hearing aid is. So a hearing aid is basically this.
Oh, I show my hearing aid.
This is a hearing aid. So this part goes into my ear, and this part sits over here. You can see it sits right there. This goes into the ear. And basically...
Okay, So I'm talking about what a hearing aid is, which I'll show you guys as well in this video, I think. Since I'm not that technologically advanced, so I don't know how to do this type of thing. But anyways, I will also show you the hearing aid. I have the same one still. So here it is. They're very small, as you can see, and I'll show you how it goes on. I'm wearing my hair in a ponytail, which is very beneficial. It goes back here, right behind the ear, like that. And this part goes inside the ear, like this. And then this part just sits nice and neatly right there. So see, it's like completely invisible. If I were to turn around, you'd probably would be able to see it in my hair. Yeah, and then I talk about the different parts of the hearing aid. So there's the little battery compartment right there. This is the volume button. Yeah. And then because I do have two, see, two, this one has an extra piece on it, this piece right here. It's just a little bit larger than the other one because it is the part that connects to the FM, which I do not mention in this video. I know that for a fact. So yeah, those are my hearing aids.
A receiver, and I have a microphone.
Yes,
So
receiver and
one
microphone.
hearing aid will pick up the noise. The one in my good ear, or the one in my bad ear, sorry,
Receiver.
will pick up the noise and send it to my good ear.
Microphone.
If that makes sense. And yeah, basically a cross hearing aid. You know what that is?
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know what to say. There's a battery compartment on the hearing aid. You see, and there's also a volume control. Now, when I was younger, I did not have volume control, which did
Yes.
not help at all. So they did not allow me to have it on my hearing aid, which made it a lot harder to hear people. I found myself struggling quite a bit. It was very difficult. That's the basics of a hearing aid. I can also
Okay, so yeah, I talk about how I did not have volume control to start off with my hearing aid, which is 100% true. I didn't. I don't remember why they didn't give it to me. It was not function. It was not a function that I had at that point with my first hearing aid. I do now. Yes, and these are called a cross hearing aid. So the one that goes in my good ear is the receiver, and this one catches the sound that I hear. So yeah, and they're called a cross hearing aid. Now, most people have like a little mold thing that sits in their ear. I do not, because I didn't need it, I believe is why I don't have that. I also just didn't like it, I don't think, or something like that. I don't remember why I don't have that, but I don't. So, yeah.
show you what an FM is.
Ah, yes, the FM.
So an FM, it's basically a little necklace type thing. I have it here. These stay at the school, and the teacher just wears it around their neck. It comes with a strap to put around their neck. It's basically this. This is a mute button, so they just click it when they're going to talk.
Yeah, it stays at the school. I'm showing the FM at the moment.
Most teachers don't remember that part because they forget that I can hear their conversations. So I end up having to remove my hearing aid because I hear them talking with that student. Eesh.
Okay, so I'm talking about, I'm sorry, I'm repeating everything because I don't know if you can hear the audio in the video. It's quite quiet. Basically, I'm talking about when a teacher is wearing the FM, they sometimes forget to mute the thing, so I end up hearing their conversations, which is really awkward. I've had a few experiences where I hear teachers talking or yeah, most of the time I'll take off my hearing aid so I don't catch the conversation in case it's private or whatever. I normally do that. I often have to do that. But yeah, it's quite awkward. I remind my teachers all the time, like, mute button, because it's like right here, right? So I'm just, mute button, hit the button. Yeah. It's a fun experience. I still, to this day, have teachers forget to hit the mute button. Yeah.
I hear a lot of stuff I probably shouldn't hear, but that's just what happens.
Lots of stuff that I shouldn't hear.
Yeah. I don't know what else to talk about, but yes.
I'm out of topics.
That's my experience with hearing loss. Definitely a different video. If you enjoyed hearing my experience with hearing loss, definitely let me know. I can talk about it because I have unilateral hearing loss.
It's a different video because I, before this, just have a bunch of random videos on my channel. And it is different as well because I'm talking about unilateral hearing loss, which is different than bilateral. Oh boy, this is really awkward. And there's still like 3 or 4 minutes left in the video. What in the world do I ramble on about now? Oh, this is fun.
Which is much different than hearing loss in both ears.
Mm-hmm.
It's different in many ways. I have no echolocation.
I talk about the struggles
I
now.
can't hear sound. If you talk to me from, let's say, this side, I will look everywhere behind this side and that side, but not over here. It's very hard for me.
Okay, so that was not a really good example that I just gave of what echolocation without echolocation is like. I sort of go, if you can't hear me from this way, no. Let's say someone talks to me from my left side, let's say. I will look everywhere but my left side, and fourth time's a charm, I'll end up getting it eventually. Sometimes I get lucky. Most of the time I don't. It's quite awkward. That's what I'm talking about right now.
Tell where you're talking from. I also don't catch everything a person says. So if you talk to me, it's unlikely I'll hear every word. I'll hear about 50% of what you say, and I might miss some of it. It's normal.
Okay, so I'm talking about sort of how much a deaf person misses. I've given a few different numbers. I think in one video I said 30%, and in this video I'm saying 50%. I'm gonna look up what the actual number is. Hang on a second. Okay, so I couldn't really find anything. I think it is about 30 to 50% of a sentence. That's how much a person will miss. I think that is correct. Yeah, this is really odd. Oh my goodness. Oh gosh. I can't imagine like watching this like way in the future. This is only a year later. I can't imagine would be like if I was watching it like 2 or 3 or 5 years later, right? That'd be crazy. Okay, what else do I ramble on about?
Most people do. I also can't hear anything behind me.
Right.
Or beside me.
Can't hear on this on my right side and behind me.
So if someone's talking behind me, I'm not going to hear that they have to tap me. But I've also felt more out of place. I go to a school of all hearing people. I've never met anyone like me in my life, which is very hard. I've definitely felt more alone. I've been to places where there are a lot of people who are deaf.
Okay, so now I'm talking about feeling alone and out of place, which is a 100% true. At this point, I don't think I had met anyone like me in person or at all. I still technically haven't, but I know people online who have single-sided hearing loss now. So yeah, I do have a little bit more of contact with those types of people. But yeah, I'm still very much on my own in a way. I'm at a school that's all hearing. There's no one that I know in my community at the moment that is deaf in one ear, and I can't exactly go and meet people like with unilateral hearing loss because pandemic. Yeah, and it doesn't help that I've always been a very shy, quiet girl, and I'm seeing that shyness come through in this video. It's quite hard to put yourself out there and talk about this stuff because you never know how a person's going to react, right? And that's what I've always struggled with is what is someone going to say if I tell them this? Are they going to react badly? Will they think it's neat? What will they do? And that has to do with my anxiety. I have general anxiety and I've struggled with it all my life. But when it comes to hearing loss, I think it's been a lot harder. So, yeah. Oh my goodness. I guess I'm not rambling too much in this video. I'm just talking about the struggles. Okay. What other struggles do I mention, if any?
But they're deaf in both ears. They aren't deaf in one ear. So their struggles are way different. And the music for them is cranked. So they can feel the vibrations through their feet. That isn't necessary for me, so I'll just end up with a headache. It's very difficult. I also don't know sign language, which is not useful in that community. But luckily, there's always a translator there, the person who's translating, helping to understand if you can hear or not what sign language is and things. So, yes, it's definitely harder to be deaf, but
Okay, so now I am talking about an experience I had where I was with some of the deaf community. Most of them had bilateral hearing loss, and there was like a little party afterwards. The music is cranked, as I've mentioned before. I've talked about this many times before, and basically, I don't need that, is what I'm getting at here. It's just, it gives me a headache. Yeah, what else do I talk about?
I've managed to find my place.
Yes. So I'm not really in that community, and finding my place as a person has been a struggle, but I think due to having hearing, I've been able to act normal. I don't have to necessarily mention that I'm deaf unless it is starting to cause an issue where I'm not hearing somebody, which I bus to school these days, and I have definitely been caught like just standing there, someone's behind me like, excuse me, and then they have to push by me because I didn't hear them, and they'll be like, excuse me, and I'm like, sorry. It's really awkward. Yeah.
Want to be able to advocate for those people who don't want to talk and speak up for themselves.
Advocacy.
It isn't common. 1 in 1,000. That's what the rate is. So yeah, my experience might be different from others because I live in Canada.
Ooh.
And payment I think is different from other places. I'm not sure though. I'm no expert. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna end this video here.
Okay. I think I'm ending the video now. Yeah, so I mentioned that I want to start communicating about unilateral hearing loss in this video, and don't worry, Alicia, we're doing that now. We're doing that. And I talk about the rate of how many people are born that way, which is 1 in 1,000. I also mentioned that it's different everywhere, which it is. I don't think I worded it nicely, though. I don't like how I worded it. Ooh, I'm too critical. Okay. So, yes, it's different in every place, and I mentioned payment for hearing aids, although I don't think I mentioned it specifically in this video. But yes, where I live, the hearing aids are completely funded by the government. In some places they're not. Sometimes you get some percentage of it is paid by the government until you turn 18. And in other places, I don't think you get funding. I know you don't get funding in the States and stuff like that. You have to pay full price. But yes. Do I end the video here?
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, I do. Okay. I end the video there. Oh, I'm so shy in this video. I'm not even talking loud enough. I don't actually know if you'll be able to hear me, so that's why I repeated everything in the video, just to make sure everything was said. But yeah, interesting to look back and see what I had to say about unilateral hearing loss, what I talked about. If you want me to do a more in-depth video of hearing aids, let me know. I definitely can. And let me know what you want to see in the future on my channel. I want to broaden my aspect a little bit more here. Unilateral hearing loss is a topic, yes, but I can't talk about that specifically, I don't think. For now, I'll keep doing my run on things. I think I have a few more video ideas coming up, so look out for that. But I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, this was awkward to watch myself. Which I do anyways, because I have to edit these, obviously, but it's still really awkward. Gracious me. So yeah, I think I'm going to end the video here. Thank you for watching, and let me know what else you'd like me to talk about, as I just said, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.